What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here on Average Discussion. Thank you for listening so much. It's been a minute since I've been here. I've been working on a few things. I've been trying to make this process a little bit better for everybody. So I hope you like the new look. I worked really hard on it. And if you're listening on the audio only, I highly encourage that you head over to YouTube and check out our new format. Let me know what you think. We got some live stream stuff that we want to do here in the future. I finally figured out how to get interviews done and have that put out in the podcast. So I'm super excited to be doing that. And I'm hoping that it's going to be a better product for you guys. And so I would love some of your feedback. Let me know what you think. I think it's going to be great. If this is your first time here, let me explain a few things real quick. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm pretty good at some stuff, but reading isn't exactly one of them. All right, and I don't claim to have any answers. My opinions are simply that, and I don't believe that I'm always right. Okay, but I welcome feedback, assuming it's civil, of course. Because if it's not, I'll probably just ignore it, honestly. But I'm not going to indulge in it. But I am open to opposing ideas. All right, thoughts or opinions even. So I don't think any of us have it all figured out, and we're all bound to say some ignorant shit from time to time. So I'm definitely open to feedback. I try to stay away from politics, but sometimes there's no way around it. I mean, honestly, so it's the world we live in. So what do I talk about? Well, anything that comes to my mind the day of. My mind wanders like a tumbleweed. So making a schedule is pretty difficult because, well, sometimes I just despise this modern world that we live in. So be sure to subscribe so that you receive alerts when we put new content out, okay? Because who knows when I'll be back around. Sometimes I'm really active. Sometimes, I focus so much on trying to improve this process, and I just get behind on stuff. So again, thank you for joining me here on episode 149 of This American Circus, season 2025. It's about 81 degrees just outside the Salt Lake City area. And for historical reasons, should, civilization end, and 10,000 years from now, all you can find is this podcast, and they can somehow figure out how to make it play. The average price you can extort your fellow beings into compliant slavery for is about $3.17 a gallon for dinosaur juice. Now, I know, that's not that bad, right? Just remember, that's the cheap shit, okay? That's the cheap stuff. You can charge them even more than that, all right? So, a few things I want to cover. I've revamped the video making process, like I already said, right? And I think it's a lot better. So please let me know what you guys think. I am super interested for your feedback. Also, now I have the ability to do live interviews, which I'm extremely excited about. I said it earlier and I'm saying it again. So if you would like to be on the show, please reach out to me and let me know. You can reach me on any of the socials: Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay. You can also email me at averagediscussion@gmail.com. I'm super excited for this. This is what I've been trying to get going the entire time, and it was a lot easier than I thought, and I don't know why it took me so long. But hey, here we are. Here it is, and I'm super excited for it. So I just need to get some topics together, I think, and then maybe put some ads out there. See who wants to join me for some average discussion, right? So with that, I like to start off with news topics. As let's face it, the world seems to be infatuated with the news anyways these days, but it also helps to kind of get my gears grinding and I really get to say the things that I want to say sometimes. And this is probably where I shoot myself a little bit by saying some things I maybe shouldn't say. But you know what? Hey, I'm human. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. And again, I don't pretend to have all the answers here. Just opinions, just thoughts. So either way, I I just really enjoy doing that. So we're gonna get into it. According to Fox News this morning, at least, the FBI says that they have uncovered about the infamous January 6th incident will shock the American people, and I can't help but think it won't really shock anybody, honestly. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most people, felt it was a circus show when it went down. Now, I know some people have gone on the ledge and shouted how it was the worst thing to happen to democracy since the invention of knee and elbow pads for bicycles, right? But which is funny since they scream revolution in the same breath. Which, how do you think you get that? I'm just saying. I'm guessing wasn't from the side that they wanted it to be from, so that's probably why they didn't see the correlation there. But whatever. But nonetheless, uh, it's strange. It's a strange word, by the way. Nonetheless is a strange word because it's three words that lose no meaning when separated or together. They're exactly the same. Anyways, it was a disgusting display of society in a nation that's supposed to be the most influential and powerful nation in the world. So regardless of where you sat with it, it was a disgusting thing. I don't know. We looked like jackasses collectively. Whether you were right wing or left wing on that day, we were all attached to the same mentally retarded pigeon. That's how it felt to me, right? And I think a lot of people probably saw it that way. So I don't think anybody will be shocked. Maybe some people, but I think anybody who listens to a podcast like this probably won't be shocked. I'm sure they'll come out with some government conspiracy that will be tailored to make the other side look like a domestic enemy of some kind, which I fully believe, by the way, and it'll probably be true. And maybe even correct. I think people distrust the government in such a way that you could show them video proof of high fives with the conspirators and a sign saying I did it with a timestamp, and people still would trust their side and their side only. So I just don't think very many people are going to be shocked. Just leave it at that. But apparently Victoria let her secret be invaded on Wednesday as they shut down their online services due to some kind of security breach. I just imagine there were a bunch of trendy trad wives out there worried about their online order of edible lingerie being found out by their Bible study groups. Now, I'm sure it was, for financial info, but if I was a hacker, I'd be looking to make people sweat a little bit from their dirty little secrets. That's what I'd be doing. If you're risking prison time, you might as well have fun, right? I mean, that's where I'm at with it. But I also imagine there were a lot of traveling business folks worried their orders will be found out by their wives. It was for you, babe, I swear. It must have gotten lost in the mail, I don't know. But ultimately, I'm sure people can expect an increase in spam calls and text messages as personal information was likely compromised. So if you get a call saying your elephant trunk thong has arrived, it's just me. Don't worry about it. So the WNBA has faced some heat recently after a player made an allegation that fans were slandering her racially. Now, after an investigation conducted by the WNBA, no sufficient evidence to support the allegation was found. Now, it should be noted that the player that made the accusation has made a name for herself not only for her play, but for her dislike of another player that makes headline news. On top of that, she made the accusation about the fans of that player's team after getting completely dismantled and embarrassed in their loss of 93-58. Now, I'm sure there's no connection to that at all, and it's 100% possible that she maybe heard something or truly believed she had heard something. Obviously, we haven't all seen how the court of public opinion is the true executioner on the matter, regardless of evidence, right? We haven't seen that. So, look, I'm going to be real for a minute. Do I think it's possible? Yes, absolutely. People are assholes, and if there's one guaranteed way to get under someone's skin, it's ignorant racial comments. It works. And so I definitely believe that it's possible. 100% believe it's possible. But I can also see a scenario where a big bad WNBA player who people are watching for too, right? I mean, it's not just one person. It's me out here too, right? Had her feelings hurt after an ass whooping and knows the best comeback to any white person is to claim they were racist. So let's call a spade here. Just as racially driven comments can definitely get under people's skin, that's a comeback that people can't argue back, right? I mean, it's just the times that we live in. So I could see both scenarios. I'm just going to be real. I could see both scenarios. Now, am I saying that that's what happened? No. All I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me. But neither would the crowd yelling racial comments. Like, that wouldn't surprise me either. I know people are ignorant. They're assholes. I could see either one of those things being true. But the bottom line is they found nothing. So I'm sure this will be dead news here soon enough. And I think it's important to still investigate it regardless, because even if there was, potential thoughts of it being maybe exaggerated or fabricated, I think it's still an important thing to investigate, because if you're wrong, you're now the bad guy. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that it was something that they should have investigated regardless. That's just where I sit with it. So it looks like there are more homes for sale than people looking to purchase them. That's according to Fox News, if I recall correctly from this morning. Now, experts say soon enough, we will likely see a drop in overall cost. They estimate it will be an enormous 1%, as the actual cost of homes can only drop if things are cheaper to buy in order to build them. And I don't see these profiteering businesses finding a sense of human decency anytime soon, so it'll likely take a small dip, as now there aren't 15 people outbidding you every 5 minutes when you try to buy a house. But I suppose those investment companies must have found new interests to control, because there's just not people looking to buy houses, apparently. Now, according to CNN, the Japanese government is looking to put a stop to naming your children strange names like Nike or Kobe. No more Sprite or Coca-Cola street racers moving forward, I guess. Some people were happy about this, with this decision, as it holds the traditional ideologies that have romanticized their culture for decades. Other more futuristic or liberal arguments towards the topic are upset that their freedom of individuality is being governed. Now, I'm of the thinking that just because you can do something, it doesn't always mean that you should, right? So I actually think there are some things worth holding on to. And I also think there's some of our modern ideas can paint our people or cultures in a negative light. I do really think that. And as much as there are definitely things from the past that we can let go of, like not buying Tupperware at 2 a.m., we can let go of that, right? Some things, in my opinion, should maybe remain in place. I think that's something that we don't really appreciate till we're a little bit older, probably. And I'm starting to get into some of that appreciation for some of the things of old. So I don't know. Interesting. Let me know what you think. But I also can get behind the idea that people should be allowed to name their children whatever the hell they want. Just don't be surprised when little Kobe hates you. Well, Kobe probably wouldn't hate you, but don't be surprised when Sprite hates you later in life because you named him after a soda. But in the end, I don't see this sticking. And I also don't live in Japan. But me and my son Subaru, we wish you the best. So either way, that wraps up the episode for today. Just wanted to get one out there to try this out because, like I said, I've been working on a lot of this stuff and I was super excited to showcase it. I do look forward to doing some live episodes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do like it, be sure to head over to YouTube and check it out. Let me know. You can find the podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts. You can find us on the socials, Facebook, Average Discussion, Instagram, Average Discussion Podcast, X, formerly known as Twitter, at AVG Discussion. Okay, please head over there. Give me a follow if you like it. If you don't, hey, that's fine too. Just if you could, maybe let me know what it was that you didn't like about it. Maybe it was just the topics. Maybe it was some of my statements. Because I don't try to be overly ignorant. I think it just happens accidentally sometimes, and I think that's for everybody. Not everybody will admit that. So, yes, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Get your alerts because I do plan to go live here very soon on this. I do plan to have some guests here very soon, and I think we're going to have a good time with this. I've even got it set up to where you guys should be able to even call in. That sounds like it could be a lot of fun. I'll probably just do one episode like that probably a week right now. That's the game plan moving forward, but it is a work in progress. For anybody who's stuck around and has listened to me throughout the years, thank you for being a loyal supporter. Thank you for following me on this path and being patient with me as I figure this out and then take my hiatuses because my life is crazy sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. Hey, as always, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. And until next time, I'm out.